Sell out? Oui.
So I think the decision to play with Dokla was mainly just that if we get into, well, we're planning to get in playoffs, but if we do get into playoffs, we want Dokla to have had time playing on the stage. But I think if we're going to want to use him in the future, if we're going to want to use him for playoffs or for any other games, it's better to just get it out of the way earlier than later if we're going to use him. Because really, if you're not going to use him at all, what's the point of running a 6-man roster? We should just play the Zig every single scrim block, every single LCS week, something like that. So in terms of whose decision it was, I think everybody was just kind of on board with that. You know, I think at first when the management told us that Dokla was going to be flying in, everyone was like automatically kind of defensive for Ziggs. You know, like Ziggs our boy, you know, and also like we were aware that the way we were playing often kind of sacked Zig and sacked his game, but obviously there was some shortcomings that they saw. So, but when they told him, you know, like we're not kicking Zig for this like new rookie guy, you know, we just want to integrate him in and like run the 6-man roster. And especially as soon as I saw that there's legitimately no bad blood at all between the two, I don't really care. Like I'm down to play with both of them. I just want them both to get as good as they possibly can, and they seem to be helping each other out, so it should be good going into the future. Yeah.
You know, I can actually solve this. I'm fucking beast.
Golden! One.
Oh, baby.
Next one.
One die.
Two.
In my sleep.
I know, right?
Keaton tweeted the other day, that LCS is a marathon, not a race. But a marathon is a race.
I know.
Yeah, right? And then so they started fighting about it, you know?
So I'm racing Freak today. You know, he tried calling me out on Twitter, so I made a mistake. Whatever, it happens. But you know, the real battle is out here on the parking lot. So I'm racing Freak today. $500 to charity, the winner's choice. You know, I've already told Freak what charity he's going to donate to after he loses, so guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, I have dress socks on, like fully equipped actually.
Someone do the count off.
Ready?
On go.
Ready? Set.
Romain? Who? 500.
Fuck, I would have taken that bet.
It could have happened, I'm just saying. You do the countdown. Romain.
3, 2, 1, go! Get her! Yes! You did it, man.
Did it for the content.
You don't need to defend a losing side. You don't need to do this 3v3 fight top lane if top lane is fucked. Top lane's fucked, top lane's fucked. We go bot side. Bot side's fucked, we go top. We split them up.
We go mid.
If mid's fucked, you open mid.
You defend red.
Mid next fucked, Palafox next week.
Of course, with still 8 games to go for all these teams, this game included. Playoff spots still available for both these squads. We get ourselves into the game. Golden Guardians versus OpTic Gaming. Hitting the red. Let's see who can do it. They're going for it. A little bit of damage here, and now Dogo's going to start walking back. He's trying to bait in the rest of the team, but also keep in mind Rise is showing up for a 3 versus 2. Shotcliffe comes in, pulls a big, and that's the first blood that comes.
Nice, guys. Really fucking good counter. Nice job. Well played, Dokla.
More and more injured now across the wall. It's going to be a pull into the front line, but they can't kill elimination. The dive comes through for Dokla, and then that second kill, the fight looking for a bit more. They find the stun, and definitely going to fall as well. A double kill for their new top laner.
Look at Rise and Camille. Look at Rise and Varus. Oh, they're TPing out. Oh, just finish. Come here.
I'm gonna ult to Scanner. I'm gonna ult to Scanner. But they can't run. They can't run. Finish it.
Smite and Shockwave secures the kill on Matt as well. What a play out of OpTic. And now Contracts and High, a little bit alone. High against the wall, puts the shield on, but if you have a way out, the CC is too much. A stun gonna come in for another kill too. King Me, he dumps forward for another one. A nice knockback though. Arrow gets low on life, but he'll have the damage pick up deftly on the side. Matt respawns both shields down, but there's no one to deal damage off the crowd control. Another jump, Shockwave pulls in, make that another kill. Jump forward for one more time, and absolutely everyone's going to die.
Hey, I'm not saying nice. Let's fucking go. Nice game. That's what I'm fucking talking about. This is OpTic, boys.
All right, dude.
Nice.
He's only up. We
won on red side. Let's go, baby.
The Baron buff push ends the game. OpTic up to 4-7.
I was pretty happy, like first game of the LCS, you know, just win that, get off to a good start.
I want to say that was a fucking great game. Just cleaner. Like, I would say the scrims are getting messier and messier, but our wins, at least our wins, are getting cleaner and cleaner. And even the last game against FlyQuest, it was messy, but it was fucking creative. So when we're behind, we're dying slow, and we're ahead, we're just playing clean. I can't say how happy I am looking at you guys doing the stuff we talk about.
The game versus Golden Guardians was really good. We did exactly what we were expected to do, and we ended up winning, and we knew why we won.
Played with one rookie in particular that like really jaded me to all rookies. It was just like the most crazy, it was the most insane like nerve performance I've ever seen, like based off of nerves. Like the guy just played so much different than usual. Just played so poorly, was so stressed out, you know, stuff like that, that I felt the need to kind of just be like, yo, I mean, everybody else on the team's a veteran. I didn't need to say this to anyone. I was just like, dude, it's just a game. It's just a game that we always play, you know. Nobody cares. Like, it doesn't matter if there's a crowd watching you, if there's people watching you. Just do your thing. We'll be good. And apparently I think he said he got nerves in the first game. So I'm glad we got that out of the way because he got to play on stage.
I think I just had a little adrenaline rush when I was on stage, and then, you know, heart was pounding. I could feel it. But other than that, I don't think I was nervous on stage. I just had a lot of adrenaline going.
So many fans already.
I think it's always cool to kind of take a step back, especially since I've been having a lot of trouble like with my mindset and just my play lately. So seeing the team like do its thing without me kind of helped to see that I'm not always the problem, like in our losses. Even if I'm performing badly, like there's extraneous factors that are like causing us to lose too. Even if I'm not playing, there's still things that I think that I can do to help out. Like I think I was just getting people like water and Red Bull and like, you know, warming up the hand warmers and stuff. Like I was just trying to help out in any way I could. And any like particular strategy or something, like advice type stuff that I could give, I tried to give. Yeah, I think having the outside perspective definitely has been useful to me. And even though like ideally I'm playing 100% of the games, like for myself and for my improvement, I think at this point in time, it's the other way has worked well for me as well.
OpTic versus TSM, we are on to the Rift. Week 6, day 2, game 1.
Mithy is actually coming too, it's a double TP.
Pearson as well, Realm Warp coming down. OpTic had this on the kind of first few steps, but TSM has been able to read it and sees where it was going. Power of Evil having to get under the turret, not where he wants to be, gets locked down with a few turret shots as well. Arrow and Bjergsen in a 1v1, but that's easily his. And patience pays off for TSM as OpTic tries to get that dive they've been looking for. Slows, Hyper, Flash, Mithy over the wall with the flash. Glacial Fisher to lock down the remaining members on the caboose of the exit train from OpTic. And that one falls right off the rails. TSM to Baron. It's going to be the Nexus going down though. TSM moving to 6-6 as they take down OpTic.
It's the worst performance we pulled out among all, and I think no one was really aware of how to actually play this kind of game, so we're going to work on that.
The game versus TSM. I'm not even sure there was a game, actually. We got destroyed, we got shit on. It's to the point, even our carries, like, I was watching the game and when I saw PoE 02, Arrow 02, I said, okay, those two guys are supposed to be here to carry the shit out of us.
As soon as TSM starts playing like that, they always, sort of level up and they just start clapping everybody because they have good teammates, or they have good individual players for the most part. And as soon as they figure out like how to use that synergy, start playing together, they just start clapping everybody. So I felt like that had kind of happened to us. It was just like, damn, we just got hard slapped. We made some bad. Granted, they did punish our mistakes well, but we made some mistakes, and then it was just done. So I didn't even feel that bad because I felt like the enemy team actually played well. Like when we lost the flight quest, I felt really bad because I felt like we should have won the game. When I lost some of the other really long games, like when we played TSM the first time, for example, I felt really bad afterwards because it was like, no, like it was such a poorly played game from both sides, or you could say it was a well played game from both sides. You could go to either angle, right? But this is one of those games where it was like they actually just played really clean. So don't have much to say. So yeah.
I'm actually really surprised how well this 6-man roster is going. I was a bit against it, because I've always worked with only 5 guys and I was scared to actually unplug and plug another guy and how it would affect team performance, how it would affect your teammates, how it would actually affect directly the player. So how would Dokla react, how would Zig react? And it's really easy, it's really smooth. I think Zig was a bit scared at the beginning, but as soon as he understood that Dokla is not here to steal his job, we're literally going to work with 6 people, he felt way more confident and it directly impacted his in-game performance. He played even better. And Dokla is really easy to work with. Like he's bringing such a fresh mindset as well. Like Dokla is always happy, he's always smiling. He's always, yes, okay, let's go for that. He's not scared to tell anyone truth. Like if Arrow is doing a little mistake, if PoE is doing a little mistake, he's gonna go to them and tell them. They rarely do mistake, to be honest with you, but it's always really cool to see the little guy going to the experienced player and say, I think there you could have done that. And they're, yeah, you're actually right. so those stuff are cool. He's bringing a fresh mindset to the team, definitely.
I think there definitely is more pressure, especially since there was just a new huge patch coming in, or a pretty big patch. As far as my expectations go, I think all of it correlates to how hard everybody practices, how committed everyone is to practicing well, because we as a team have practiced terribly and we've practiced really well, depending on the week that you would look at, right? Everyone just really needs to buckle down, I think. We are buckling down, at least in the amount of time that we're putting in to scrims as a team. We are doing way more time than before, which we asked for, actually. If you're looking at playoffs, really, then your goal is to be, go as far as you can in playoffs. And a top-level team will just pick the champions that they pick in the game, know exactly how their champions work against the enemy champions, know where they need to play around, and then it usually should come down to less decision making and more like the micro, like fighting, stuff like that. So having decision making mistakes or positioning errors, like being at the wrong places at the wrong time, being at wrong places on the map, those are the things that we really need to cut down on. And if we get there where we don't have much of that and all of it is just micro, like team fighting, stuff like that, team fighting, skirmishing, ganking, stuff like that, I think that's literally pretty much the cutoff for being like one of the top teams in North America or not, is whether or not you play like that. So you're going to have teams that aren't as coordinated at the bottom, and you're going to have teams that are way more coordinated than that at the top. So yeah.